What a wonderful day for us all to be virtually together. And I'm sure by now you think you will be entering into a world of stories. Yes, that is absolutely right. Today, we will take you on a journey of life through some amazing stories that relate to the ethics and will help you reflect upon a few of our core values. As you gather along with your families to celebrate this occasion, we wish to convey a message of unity, generosity, gratitude, and kindness. But before we get into the land of stories, let me take a few moments and set the stage. After a whole month of fasting, prayers, zikr, the powerful night Laylatul Qadr, and ample peace, we have arrived to this day of celebration called Eid. Eid al-Fitr is a festival that marks the completion of the holy month of Ramadan. For Muslims all over the world, the month of Ramadan is sacred, particularly because the Quran was first revealed to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam during this month. The celebration of Eid al-Fitr should also be seen as the reaffirmation of our commitment to Islamic values, such as family unity, generosity, gratitude, and kindness. In this program, we will get to hear 3 stories, and as each one unfolds, we hope to leave some good memories for how you may consider internalizing a few actions and elevating your journey of life.
Our first story today is about generosity. There was a village which was facing great poverty. One day, 3 rich men and their servants were traveling on the same road which passed through this poor village. The first man could not see their poverty, so he took all the gold and silver from his wagon and shared them amongst the villagers. He wished them all the best and left. The second rich man, seeing this condition, decided to help as well. He gave away all the food and drinks as he thought money would not be of much use to them. He made sure, however, that each villager had enough food that would last them for some time. Then he also left. The third rich man, after observing the poverty of the villagers, sped right through the village without stopping. Upon seeing this from a distance, the other 2 men commented at how the third man lacked decency and compassion. 3 days later, the other 2 men met the third man who was now traveling in the opposite direction. He was still in speed, but this time his wagon was full of farming equipment, tools, and sacks of seed and grains. He was heading to the village of the poor in order to help them out. There are some generous people who give whatever they have, but some generous people, the best kind, to them, it does not matter what others think of them. Instead, they truly worry and think about the best ways of improving the lives of whom they are helping. They give things much more valuable than money. Wasn't that a truly inspiring story? Hope you enjoyed it. As Muslims, we have a responsibility to articulate the notion of generosity in our actions. Let us now learn about another value of Islam, gratitude, and how we can exercise gratitude in our everyday lives.
Occasions like Eid provide a great opportunity for us to reflect not only on the countless blessings from Allah, but also be grateful for His bounties. Let's reflect on the value of gratitude. Once a blind boy sat on the steps of a building with a hat by his feet. He held up a sign which read, "I am blind, please help." There were only a few coins in that hat. A young man was walking by. He then took the sign, turned it around, and wrote some words. He then put the sign back in the boy's hand so that everyone walked by would see the new words. Soon the hat began to fill up. A lot more people were giving money to the blind boy. That afternoon, the young man who had changed the sign returned to see how things were. The boy recognized his footsteps and asked, "Were you the one who changed my sign this morning? What did you write?" The man said, "I only wrote the truth. I said what you said, but in a different way. I wrote, 'Today is a beautiful day, but I cannot see it.'" Both signs spoke the truth, but the first sign simply said the boy was blind, while the second sign conveyed to everyone walking by how grateful they should be to be able to see. When our life seems full of troubles, it seems difficult to maintain an attitude of gratitude. And the times when everything just seems to be going smoothly, one often takes these precious moments for granted. The act and practice of gratitude is important because we learn to appreciate not only the blessings of Allah in our lives, but also find an avenue through which we bring ourselves closer to Him. Let's learn about the third value, kindness, as we conclude the Journey of Life presentation.
Kindness. As we close today's presentation, I wish to share a heartfelt story of kindness and how we all can contribute in our own special ways and make this world a better place. One day, a poor boy who was selling goods from door to door to pay his way through school found he had only one thin dime left, and he was hungry. He decided he would ask for a meal at the next house. However, he lost his nerve when a lovely young woman opened the door. Instead of a meal, he asked for a drink of water. She thought he looked hungry, so brought him a large glass of milk. He drank it slowly and then asked, "How much do I owe you?" "You don't owe me anything," she replied. "Mother has taught us never to accept pay for a kindness." He said, "Then I thank you from my heart." As Howard Kelly left that house, he not only felt stronger physically, but his faith in God and man was strong also. He had been ready to give up and quit. Years later, that young woman became critically ill. The local doctors were baffled. They finally sent her to the big city where they called in specialists to study her rare disease. Dr. Howard Kelly was called in for the consultation. When he heard the name of the town she came from, a strange light filled his eyes. Immediately he rose and went down the hall of the hospital to her room. Dressed in his doctor's gown, he went in to see her. He recognized her at once. He went back to the consultation room, determined to do his best to save her life. From that day, he gave special attention to the case. After a long struggle, the battle was won. Dr. Kelly requested the business office to pass the final bill to him for approval. He looked at it, then wrote something on the edge, and the bill was sent to her room. The lady feared to open it, for she was sure it would take the rest of her life to pay for it all. Finally, she looked and something caught her attention on the side of the bill. She began to read the following words with eyes filled with tears. "Paid in full with one glass of milk. Signed, Dr. Howard Kelly." Kindness is not only an integral part of our tariqah, but also an important human value. Our journey of lives only reach its realization stage once we have lived a life worth living for it.
Now that indeed was a wonderful journey of life. A journey that helped us understand the meaning of generosity, gratitude, and kindness through heartwarming stories. I hope these stories have left the morals in your minds to reflect upon this special day. Eid al-Fitr provides us with an additional opportunity to reaffirm our ties to one another as members of the global Ummah. Today is an occasion to strengthen the bonds of family and friendship, celebrating Eid with unity and harmony in our families. Even as we rejoice, let us keep afresh in our thoughts and efforts the responsibilities we have towards each other. Eid al-Fitr is also an occasion to express gratitude for Allah's blessings to each of us. It is a time to remember, support, and extend our generosity to those who are less fortunate. As we rejoice on this auspicious day of Eid al-Fitr, let us offer our shukrana for all the blessings and pray for Mushkil Asan. Eid Mubarak.